We certainly want to affirm that God is all-powerful. But the question we have to ask is, what does that mean for God to be all-powerful? So let me give you a couple thoughts to think about here. Number one, God can do all, if he's all-powerful, he can do all that power can do. He is limited by what power is able to do. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that within his power, there is a nature that kind of limits what he can do. So when we say he's all-powerful, yes, he's all-powerful in that his power is vast. He certainly can do more than any human can do, any other person can do. But what limits his power is his nature. And so in one sense, we want to say, yes, God is all-powerful. His power is vast. There is no one greater. He can exercise power to its maximal potential. He can do all that power can do. But here's where the limits come in. And I know sometimes Christians get nervous when we talk about God being limited, but certainly we would want to affirm that he's limited by his nature. So how does that work? Well, here's a question. Can God sin? No. Of course God can't sin. Why? Because of his nature. God is by nature morally perfect. God is holy. And so he can't sin. So that means that's a limit on what he can do. But of course, that doesn't count against God. That's just, his nature captures who he is and what's even possible for him to do. So it's not even possible for God to sin. Here's another question. Can God create a square circle? Of course not. Can God create a married bachelor? Of course not. These are logical impossibilities. They're absurdities. And God can't do that which is absurd. So in that sense, God is limited by his rational nature. So his rationality flows from his very being. And so the laws of logic aren't mere human creations. They flow from his being. And so God is limited by his nature. And partly that would include his perfect moral nature. That would include his rational nature. And here's what we might want to say, kind of in summary. God is all-powerful in that he can do anything that is consistent with his nature, his rational nature, his moral nature. And that's what we mean when we say God is all-powerful. So that means he can't do anything you and I could conceive of. It just means he can do anything that's consistent with his nature.